Dean M., faculty, staff, and families, and most importantly, to the UT School of Nursing graduates of 2025, thank you for answering the noble call of nursing. It is the honor of a lifetime to celebrate this moment with y'all today. What an incredible school and what a remarkable education we've all received here. As someone who once sat in the same lecture halls, stressed over the same clinicals, and walked the same halls in scrubs and sneakers, it feels very special to come full circle with y'all today. I truly wish I could be there in person to get to know you, shake your hands, give you hugs, and look you in the eye to say congratulations. But I'm grateful to share some words with you as a fellow nurse, as a public servant, and as someone who knows the heart it takes to follow this calling. Nursing is about trust and advocacy. I'm humbled to speak with leaders who have chosen these values. Today's an exciting day, not just for you, but for your family, friends, professors, and for your future patients and the public at large. Even as a Texas senator, I will always consider my nursing license my proudest accomplishment. It serves as the foundation for everything else I've achieved and taught me that nurses lead, speak up, and show up. My leadership in the Senate and in our communities was forged and remains rooted in bedside leadership. Time and again, our profession reminds me that we are capable of far more than others expect, and sometimes even more than we expect of ourselves. Graduates, in a world that often feels chaotic, divided, and overwhelming, you've chosen a path of humanity. Nursing is the work of steady hands and sharp minds, but it's also the work of open hearts. Nurses are the people who keep showing up from birth to death, during disasters or mass casualties, or in the quiet of the night, keeping watch over the people in your care. You are the constant. You are the calm. You are the courage and the connection. Historically, nurses have led efforts to improve sanitation, reduce infant mortality, prevent epidemics, and expand access to care. Our profession has always been about healing and justice. Nurses are trained to see patterns, and over time, I couldn't unsee the patterns that were harming my patients again and again. For years, I saw folks coming into the ER not because of a new emergency, but because they were failed by the system, by poverty and injustice. I was in my public health rotation here at the University of Texas when I first felt a spark. The idea that maybe I could help even more people if I started thinking expansively about my practice. Maybe the system itself needs healing, not just the patient in front of me. And now, more than a decade later, I get to come back and tell y'all that instinct was right. And choosing to be a nurse and work at the bedside was the most important decision I made in my life. Everything I learned in nursing, every shift, every heartbreak, every triumph, prepared me for what I do today. We know how to think critically. We know how to act fast. We know how to have hard conversations and de-escalate tension, be a good teammate, and get things done with limited resources. We've been trained to build trust and advocate fiercely for those in our care. The skills I learned right here, evidence-based practice, patient advocacy, ethical decision-making, guide me every day in the Texas legislature. To me, nursing and politics are not that different. They're both trust and advocacy. The reason I've been able to make an impact in this chamber and why other lawmakers stop and listen is because I'm a nurse, because my work is grounded in the stories I've witnessed, the hands I've held, the lives I've saved or tried to save. They know nurses understand human suffering and human potential in a unique way. That kind of truth resonates, and that kind of leadership is desperately needed. I want to leave y'all with just a couple of pieces of advice from my own experience. When I graduated from UT, I thought I had a pretty clear plan to work ICU or ER. And to be honest, I was crushed when that didn't happen. My first job was in a medical surgical unit, and it was hard. I was on nights with a heavy patient ratio. I made an error. I had to switch preceptors at one point and experienced intense and sometimes painful moments of growth. But I also learned invaluable lessons. I learned to stand on my own 2 feet, to trust my assessments, to communicate with other members of the healthcare team. and what it really meant to be trustworthy and to advocate. And I also learned to treasure those moments that only come when you've had a patient a few nights in a row and they finally open up to you and you're able to meet their needs in a holistic way, in a way that's meaningful for both of you forever. What initially felt like a setback and a tough year turned out to be exactly what I needed. It gave me the foundation to succeed in the ER, and the ER led me to public health, and public health gave me the clarity and courage to run for office. No matter how or where you practice, you will save lives, you will ease suffering, and you will be someone's hope in their hardest moment. So if your path isn't unfolding exactly how you imagined, stay open, curious, and committed to our profession. Trust yourself, even if you can't see the whole picture yet. And my last piece of advice is what I tell every baby nurse that I train. Please take care of yourselves. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Take vacations and get a therapist that you trust. You are exactly what the world needs right now. Not just your skills, but your values, your integrity and dedication, your ability to hold the line, to tell the truth, and to fight for what's right. This moment in our state and country calls for bold nursing practice and bold nursing leadership. We need more nurses in hospital administration, more nurses on school boards, more nurses at the Capitol. We need your voices, your fire, and your fearlessness. Wherever this degree takes you, go out there and do what nurses have always done. Protect the vulnerable, serve the public, change the world, and never forget how powerful you are. Congratulations, trusted advocates and fellow Longhorn nurses. You are well prepared and ready to take on this journey. Hook 'em horns, y'all.